اسماعیل هنیه رو.
Almost no one watching that moment could have imagined it. These were the final public hours of his life. Look at this footage from July 30, 2024. Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, standing confidently in the Grand Hall of Iran's parliament. He's right there on the front row, just feet away from Iran's newly elected president, Masoud Pezeshkian, during the official inauguration ceremony. Cameras flash, dignitaries applaud. Haniyeh smiles, shaking hands, surrounded by the highest levels of Iranian leadership. Less than 24 hours later, in the dead of night, a massive explosion would rip through a heavily guarded guest house in northern Tehran. Haniyeh would be dead, assassinated in one of the most secure locations in the entire country. How did one of the world's most targeted men die in the heart of Iran, under the full protection of the Revolutionary Guards? Who orchestrated it? How was it carried out with such precision? And what did it mean for the escalating shadow war between Israel and Iran? Today, we're diving deep into the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, an operation that shocked the world, dealt a severe blow to Iran, and altered the trajectory of the Middle East conflict. Who was Ismail Haniyeh? To understand the weight of this event, we need to know the man himself. Ismail Haniyeh was born in 1962 in the al-Shadi refugee camp in Gaza. He grew up in hardship, joined Hamas early in its founding years, and steadily climbed its ranks. By 2006, he had become Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority after Hamas won parliamentary elections. When Hamas took full control of Gaza in 2007, Haniyeh went into exile, eventually basing himself in Qatar, where he lived comfortably while heading Hamas's political bureau. Unlike the military commanders operating from tunnels, Haniyeh was the diplomatic face of the organization. He negotiated deals, met with foreign leaders, and gave interviews to global media. Many analysts viewed him as the most pragmatic voice in Hamas leadership, the one most open to long-term truces or political solutions. That made him valuable to Hamas and a high-priority target for Israel. Israel had already made Haniyeh's life a nightmare. In April 2024, an Israeli airstrike killed 3 of his sons and 4 grandchildren in Gaza. In June, his sister was killed in another strike. After the October 7 attacks, Prime Minister Netanyahu repeatedly vowed to eliminate Hamas's entire leadership chain, political and military. Haniyeh knew he was near the top of that list, and he had survived multiple previous attempts on his life. Why was he in Tehran? In late July 2024, Haniyeh arrived in Tehran for a highly symbolic event, the inauguration of Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian. Iran wanted to project unity with its allies in the axis of resistance, and having the Hamas political chief front and center sent a strong message. Just hours before the assassination, Haniyeh met face-to-face with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Official photos showed the two men smiling and shaking hands. Ziad al-Nakhala, leader of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, was also in Tehran and stayed in the room next door. The location of Haniyeh's overnight stay was the Neshet compound, a military-run VIP guest house in Tehran's upscale Saadat district, just northwest of the Sadabad Palace complex. It was guarded by the IRGC's elite Ansar al-Mahdi protection unit and considered one of the safest places in Iran for high-profile guests. Reports indicate Haniyeh had stayed there 7 to 9 times before, almost always in the same room. That routine would prove fatal. The night of the assassination. Around 1:30 a.m. on July 31, 2024, the quiet of the Neshet compound was shattered by a powerful explosion. Some accounts say the air conditioning unit in Haniyeh's room malfunctioned earlier that evening. He briefly left the room, but returned once it was repaired. The blast was devastating but precise. It killed Haniyeh and his personal bodyguard, Wassim Abu Shaban, almost instantly. The Islamic Jihad leader in the adjacent room was unharmed. Medical teams arrived within minutes and confirmed Haniyeh's death. Photos of the aftermath showed shattered windows and a partially collapsed exterior wall. This is where the story splits into 2 dramatically different versions. The official Iranian narrative, released by the IRGC, described the attack as a short-range projectile with a roughly 7-kilogram warhead, launched from outside the compound, causing a massive blast. Later statements from Iran claimed the weapon homed in on Haniyeh's cell phone signal and detonated while he was on a call. Western and Israeli media reports paint a very different picture. According to detailed investigations by the New York Times, Axios, and Israeli outlets like N12 and Jerusalem Post, an advanced explosive device, possibly AI-assisted, had been smuggled into the guest house months earlier and hidden in Haniyeh's habitual room. Mossad operatives allegedly planted it with help from recruited insiders. The device was remotely detonated only after confirming Haniyeh's presence. Some reports even suggest multiple backup devices were placed in different rooms. Both sides agree on the core outcome: an extraordinary intelligence success for Israel and a catastrophic security failure for Iran. Aftermath and reactions. The immediate fallout was intense. Iran declared 3 days of national mourning. Red flags were raised over holy sites like the Jamkaran Mosque, and Tehran's Milad Tower was illuminated in red. Haniyeh's funeral prayer was led personally by Ayatollah Khamenei at Tehran University before the body was flown to Doha for burial. Inside Iran, a purge followed. More than a dozen senior intelligence officers, military officials, and guest house staff were arrested as investigators hunted for internal accomplices. Israel remained silent for months. Then, on December 23, 2024, Defense Minister Israel Katz publicly confirmed Israeli responsibility for the first time, stating, "We will reach every Hamas leader, wherever they are." The killing removed Hamas's chief negotiator at a crucial moment in ceasefire talks and sent an unmistakable message. No location, not even Tehran, is a safe haven. The assassination of Ismail Haniyeh was more than the elimination of one man. It was a high-stakes move in a decades-long shadow war. It dealt a severe blow to Iran on its own soil, exposed serious vulnerabilities in its security apparatus, and removed a key moderating voice from Hamas at a pivotal time. Whether it was a strategic triumph or a dangerous escalation, only history will judge. But one thing is clear: this operation will be studied in intelligence circles for generations. Thank you for watching this deep dive. If you found it compelling, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which covert operation you'd like me to cover next.
الله يسهل عليكم الله يسهل عليكم يعني ان شاء الله ربنا يسهل يا لا ليش كمل ربنا يسهل ان شاء الله ربنا يرزقك ان شاء الله بالباقي يا رب